Have you ever felt hurt or upset when someone judged you? Take a moment and reflect. What really changed in your life because of those judgments? Did they make any significant difference? Often we find ourselves trapped in a constant state of worry about what people will think or say about us. But what if I told you that the emotional stability, freedom, peace, and authentic relationships you seek aren't about caring more, but about caring for what truly matters? In this video, we will explore the incredible transformations that occur when you stop caring about what others think and start living according to your own truths. Get ready to discover how this shift in perspective can bring freedom, authenticity, and a more fulfilling life. Stress and anxiety are immense burdens that we carry daily in the modern world, often without realizing how heavy they have become. The very idea that you need to fit into external standards or expectations is like a cloud hanging over your head. It's a constant concern that twists and tangles your thoughts into a web of what-ifs and should-haves. What if people don't like my haircut? What if they think less of me because of my car? I should have said this. I should have done that. These thoughts accumulate, leading you into a downward spiral. Before you know it, they have filled your mind, leaving you overwhelmed and mentally exhausted, as if you'd been working non-stop for 24 hours. When you decide to stop caring about these external expectations, your thought patterns begin to change. Your mind becomes clearer, allowing you to see situations for what they really are, instead of what you fear others will think. This clarity offers a fresh and light perspective. Greek philosophers like Socrates taught us that the key to a fulfilling life is to know yourself and live according to your own truth, not being a slave to others' opinions. Dolores Cannon, on the other hand, reminds us that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that inner peace comes from aligning our actions with our spiritual purpose, not with social expectations. When you stop caring about what others think, you begin to live a more authentic life, finding true freedom and peace. The constant pressure to change ourselves and fit into the idea of who others think we should be is a struggle that almost everyone faces at some point, often starting in childhood. From an early age, we are inundated with messages about how we should look, behave, and what we should aspire to be. These messages come from all directions: family, friends, media, and society. The pressure can be overwhelming, and more importantly, it can divert us from the path of discovering and honoring our authenticity. Greek philosophers like Socrates emphasized the importance of self-knowledge and authentic living. He encouraged us to seek truth within ourselves, instead of conforming to external expectations. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius reinforced that we should live in harmony with our own nature, staying true to who we really are. Dolores Cannon, exploring spirituality, reminds us that we are unique beings with individual purposes. She suggests that true peace and fulfillment come from living according to our own spiritual path, rather than molding ourselves to please others. Imagine waking up in the morning with your first thoughts being purely your own. They are not burdened by social expectations or the judgments you think others might make. You go to your wardrobe and choose the clothes that make you feel comfortable and confident, not the ones you think you should wear to fit in or please someone else. Throughout your day, you speak your mind and your truth without fear of reprisal, knowing that although not everyone may agree with you, your voice is your own and deserves to be heard. How liberating would that be? This is freedom in its truest sense. This freedom to be yourself is like nourishment for your soul, much like water, is essential for the body. It quenches a deep thirst within you that you might not even have been aware of. And once you start drinking from this well of self-expression and self-acceptance, you will wonder how you ever lived any other way. Why is this freedom so important? Because when you are free to be yourself, you unlock a level of authenticity that is hard to reach otherwise. You are not pretending to be someone you are not, which is exhausting. You are not draining your energy trying to keep up appearances or fit into molds that were never made for you. Instead, you are channeling that energy back into yourself, fueling your own dreams and promoting your own growth. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that true freedom comes from within, by controlling our reactions and desires rather than subjecting ourselves to the opinions and judgments of others. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reinforced the importance of living according to our own nature and truth, without being influenced by external expectations. When we embrace this philosophy, we discover a life of authentic freedom and inner peace. The attempt to please others often compromises your own well-being and spiritual growth. It is like sharing the oxygen from your mask on a falling airplane, a noble act, but one that can leave you without air if you do not take care of yourself first. When you stop focusing on what others think and start prioritizing your own needs, a transformation occurs. Instead of moving out of obligation, your actions become guided by genuine desire. This does not mean you become indifferent to others. It means you act from a place of authenticity. True self-love, as Dolores Cannon teaches, enriches both your life and the lives of those around you. You radiate positivity and uplift those you encounter. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, taught that true freedom comes from within and that we should focus on what is within our control, not external expectations. Setting healthy boundaries protects your emotional and spiritual well-being, defining what is acceptable and preserving your sacred space. By freeing yourself from the need to please everyone, you conserve energy for what truly matters: your passions, relationships, and spiritual journey. Freeing yourself from the need to conform to others' expectations is profoundly transformative. When you constantly change yourself to please others, you pay a high price, often without realizing it. It's exhausting to maintain a facade and constantly adjust your actions, draining your mental, emotional, and physical energy. Every time you mold yourself to fit in, you're essentially saying that your true self isn't good enough, which erodes your self-esteem and self-worth. Over time, you may even lose sight of who you truly are. Consider the transformation that occurs when you let go of this need and embrace your unique self. It's like coming home after a long journey. There is a sense of relief and innate joy in recognizing and accepting yourself, imperfections and all. By shedding the weight of external expectations, you free up a vast amount of energy and mental space, which can now be channeled to nurture your soul and bring genuine happiness. Socrates emphasized self-knowledge as the path to true freedom. He believed that living according to your own truth is essential for a fulfilling life. Dolores Cannon complements this view, suggesting that inner peace comes from aligning our actions with our spiritual purpose, not with social expectations. Appreciating and expressing your uniqueness is an act of self-love. The more you love and accept yourself, the less you seek external validation. And something miraculous happens when you stop seeking this validation. The world begins to accept you for who you truly are. Authenticity attracts authenticity. When you are genuine with yourself, you invite genuine interactions and relationships into your life, enriching your experience. There's also an immense sense of freedom that comes from being authentically you. This freedom fuels creativity and inspires courage. You will find yourself willing to take risks and step out of your comfort zone because you are no longer restricted by the fear of what others will think. Each experience becomes richer and more meaningful because it arises from your authentic choices and actions. The pursuit of happiness is universal, but we often look for it in places and people outside of ourselves. When we depend on external sources for happiness, our emotional well-being becomes vulnerable. We place the key to our joy in someone else's pocket, whether it be friends, family, or society. Imagine your happiness as a ship on the ocean. If others are in command, they can navigate through calm or stormy waters, taking the ship wherever they want. But by taking command of your own ship, you ensure it follows the right course. You choose the route, adjust the sails, and keep the helm steady, navigating safely through life's waves. You become the captain of your own happiness, guiding it with self-love and self-understanding. Dolores Cannon reminds us that we are responsible for our own peace and fulfillment, aligning our actions with our spiritual purpose. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, teaches that true happiness comes from accepting what we cannot control and focusing on controlling our own actions and reactions. He believed that living according to our nature and reason is essential for achieving inner peace. Taking control of your happiness brings resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, but when your happiness is self-generated, you face challenges with greater strength. Your well-being isn't easily shaken by external factors, and you don't need the world around you to be perfect to feel good. This core of happiness, like a sturdy ship, remains firm even in the face of adversity. This emotional independence improves your relationships. When you are responsible for your happiness, you don't place this burden on your loved ones. This frees them to be themselves, allowing for deeper and more authentic connections. Both parties enter the relationship as complete individuals, enriching each other's lives without demanding that the other fill an internal void. To cultivate this internal sanctuary of happiness, start with self-awareness and self-acceptance. Get to know your likes, dislikes, passions, fears, and deepest desires. The more you understand yourself, the better you can create conditions that promote your happiness. Practice gratitude by focusing on what is good in your life and value simple pleasures. Engage in activities that align with your values and passions, as happiness naturally follows when you do what you love. Remember, true happiness comes from within. By taking control of your own life and seeking alignment with your purpose, you not only find inner peace, but also improve your relationships and overall well-being. Be the captain of your ship and navigate confidently toward your true happiness.